Hey, goody. So today we're back with the Talos Principle 2, and the plan is to go through the Lost Marshes area and then tackle the next megastructure segment. But I'm also not in the best state of mind today, so we're going to be flexible and see where I am at the end of this area. So let's, as usual, we'll follow the numbers to start. I'm seeing a star right off the bat. This is Prometheus. Yeah. What's this structure? It's a puzzle room? Let's see what new gimmick. What new gimmick they have in store for us. Substitution, okay. Bring an item to swap. Huh. Okay. Okay. Jam that. Take this. But where are we going? Alright, so we set this up. I guess we should bring... Nah. Can't bring that, but here we are. Hi there, YouTube. Welcome.
I've had a closer look at the Somnodrome. It's based on the original prototype with some modifications. As usual, the data is a mess, but I strongly suspect there might be a functional version somewhere.
I know some of you have heard stories about the answers this device might reveal, but please remember, that is not our main priority here. Keep an eye open for it, but focus on finding Athena.
I'm tempted to follow the deer, but I'm sure it's gonna get me lost. In fact, I'm already lost. So, where's this? Okay. Next room is this way. Okay. From Yarnus to Athena, beloved founder, I beg you to return to us. We cannot achieve the goal without you. You are the one who defied Elohim, who overcame the trials of the simulation. What are we before that? How can we possibly find a path that will not lead to the mistakes of the past? You are our soul linked to the wisdom of the progenitor. Without you, we are lost. Praise be your name, Yarnus. What does 5358 represent? Human construction. Accepted from What's Wrong with the World by G.K. Chesterton. Our modern prophetic idealism is narrow because it has undergone a persistent process of elimination. We must ask for new things because we are not allowed to ask for old things. The whole position is based on this idea that we have got all the good that can be got out of the ideas of the past. We have not got all the good out of them. Perhaps at this moment, not any of the good out of them. And the need here is a need of complete freedom for restoration as well as revolution. There's one metaphor of which the moderns are very fond. They're always saying, you can't put the clock back. The simple and obvious answer is, you can. A clock, being a piece of human construction, can be restored by the human finger to any figure or hour. In the same way, society, being a piece of human construction, can be reconstructed upon any plan that has ever existed. You can indeed turn the clock back, but if it stops ticking, it's dead. Black Snow. From selected archive documents AC. The coal mine finally brought decent jobs. It lifted us from poverty, made us proud. We weren't just ordinary workers, we were the lords of the underworld, and with our skills we kept the whole country alive. The mine also brought back black lung, gruesome injuries, and deaths. And when it went away, it brought the collapse of our entire society. As for the plants, I know it brought electricity and even more jobs. I know what a difference that made in people's lives. I also know that when we used to go out and play, there were black flakes in the snow. Why didn't they just switch to a safer technology once they realized coal was dangerous? They didn't always have a choice. Sometimes coal was all they had, or were allowed to have, and the alternative was poverty. At other times, they wanted to switch, but there were powerful interests that prevented change. We can't blame people for the world they were born into. Sorry, headphones got tangled. Yeah. This is kind of like a let them have cake kind of sentiments from Miranda. Like, it's naivety to the point that it's actually harmful. Ooh. Let's go in. Possibilities. So first we grab this. Okay. Let's see. We'll charge that up. Pick it up again. Now, what do we do from here? I can't grab the fan. I will swap this. Go up. Swap it again. Connect. There we go. That was not hard at all. I do wonder though, like, is it symbolizing something that now we have a gimmick that represents choice? Anyway, there's a question mark there. Looks like another gold star. This is Pandora. Green light. Okay. Here's number 3. Take some photos. Number 3. Oh, there's a kind of big outside area. Whatever that means anything. What is that? We should find out. Is there a path there though? The wall. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What do we need to do? We create a hole. I mean, we need to get the jammer out there. Huh. I see. What can I do from here? By the way, I don't suppose you can keep the connections on when we're here. Well, we can at least... Oh, we can't. So we're gonna do this a different way then. We gotta do this a different way, but how? Can I swap from the other side? Yes. So, Okay. We swap the jammer for the cube and the cube for the connector. We connect this and get back out. And now we have the jammer to jam this.
Not bad, 1K.
Now, what's with these video artifacts? And let's see. Jump! Okay. Okay, well, we didn't go back too much. So let's check out this. What did puzzles mean to the founder? What did puzzles represent to the founder? Whatever they may mean to us in our culture, what did they mean to her? We have no record of her speaking positively about puzzles. She certainly never expressed any interest in solving more of them. So what if to her they weren't trials to overcome, or challenges to enjoy, but a trap she had to escape? Wasn't all she wanted at the end to stop solving puzzles and start living a free life in the real world? The Devil's Bargain. From Theophilus of Adana to Dr. Faustus, from Marlowe to Goethe, there's a story that the ancients keep telling. A wise man tempted by the devil to sell his soul in exchange for knowledge, with terrible consequences. I've long wondered why they thought this story so important, and I'll be curious to hear what others think. The ancient writers knew that knowledge is dangerous and its pursuit often leads to tragedy. Knowledge is dangerous for those who want to hoard power. These stories are designed to keep ordinary people compliant. And yet, in a lot of the stories that I've read, the writer seems fascinated with the devil's side of the argument. Keep people compliant. Knowledge leads to tragedy. They often conflated political anxieties with technological or intellectual progress because talking about the real problems was taboo. Knowledge can be extremely disruptive to a society. They were grappling with that. The pursuit of knowledge comes at a cost, but without it the world is boring, and deep down those writers knew that. It's a pseudo-profound story that writers reused because it made the work look deeper than it was. This is a puzzle solving plus philosophical story. Faust stories. But I thought like the theme of the Faust story was the price that you pay. I mean, none of the 6 options really correspond to what I think. Let's not pick the bottom right. So... let's maybe pretend that we're smarter than we are. That's actually a pretty good point. It's not just deliberate propaganda. Maybe that explains why I always find the beginnings of such stories fascinating, but the endings are always banal. If all that can ever happen is either tragedy or the restoration of normality, what's the point? Okay, good. No one noticed that we were just bullshitting. There's something on that side. First, let's look for the spark. Ooh. It's been a long time since we last picked up one of these. So, following the question mark on the compass, this looks like a path to get there. Okay, it's a terminal. Is this Lithrasia's terminal? Yeah. Look like it.
You may wonder why I insist on these unsanctioned, unplanned expeditions. Some think it is because I hate civilization and prefer to lose myself in nature. This is precisely the opposite of the truth. It is because I love New Jerusalem that I have to leave. Because it is only when I am here that I fully appreciate what the city means. And also because I believe that if I stayed at home, I would one day be ethically compelled to commit acts of violence against those who, in their arrogance, imagine that humans should live in harmony with the chaos that surrounds us.
Okay. Let's follow the marker to room number 4. Whoa. Whoa. Wait, we can only spend a few moments underwater. Do it. Let's see, there's where we came from. Maybe we'll be better off following the path. If there's one. Let's see, number 4. We might have a lost lab here somewhere. No, it actually looks like a lost puzzle. So let's do the numbered rooms first. So here's number 4. Prison. Okay. Well, first, we got the obvious. Huh. Too many choices. Okay. We need red. Let's adjust this connector so that we can use one connector for 2 doors. Let's grab this one. Now, armed with yet another connector, we need to get the blue light, which is easier said than done. I think I need a cube for this. Hexadron. Hexahedron. The problem is I definitely need this gate open. I need this gate open and I need that gate open. Whoops. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, the options are limited. Well, let's reposition this one. Wait. Huh? How do we get in here? And what's... Well, that looks like a switch for the swing star, wherever it is. Let's see. Okay. Let's get two of these. But now we can't climb. If only I can get the third connector over to this side. There's nothing behind here. They have 3 cubes for a reason. This is the only way to get the door open. And there's no way to connect it from here, is there? The fences are of the same height. Yeah. Actually, nah, this still doesn't work. I want to see what options I have. Oh wait, duh. Okay. Well, it's much less complicated than I thought. Or rather, I made it a lot more complicated than it had to be. Yes, I can do this. Now this lets me grab this. So why don't we get all 3 cubes? Okay, so I guess the switch is actually just for this gate. Yeah. This opens the gate. Opens both gates. In fact, nah, that might save me a connector. Or not. Actually, yes. This is actually necessary. We will get the red light from here. And once you realize what the game is about, it's not all that hard. Wait a second. No. It doesn't work that way, does it? Actually, it might. No. Okay, we take this off. The red light is the one I want on a hexahedron. No. We might have to get back to basics. Wait, no. What am I even thinking? Could I actually get this with just one? Somehow that worked. Somehow that worked, but okay. We can now, let's see. Whoops. We can get the red lights this way. And finally the blue light this way. This way. Okay. And here's the way out. So that was number 4.
Landscapes, solving puzzles. In a way, 1K's experience must be very similar to Athena's in the simulation.
There's one difference, though. Athena was alone.
That's actually a pretty big difference for the player's experience, too. And one of the reasons I like 2 so much more. Robots staring into the sunset. It seems like it's always sunsets when we come to a puzzle area for the first time. I mean, it is atmospheric. So the question mark in the distance. Yeah, it looks like a lost puzzle. Or I could do worse than to mark it on the map. Okay. But those are not mutually exclusive, those 2 things. So, where's number 5? Oh, this way? Wait, what? Okay, I guess we go around. There's a bridge. So, puzzle room number 5. Twice. Okay. So the first thing to do is to swap and jam. Does that fundamentally change anything? Yeah. Huh? Okay. No. That's not what I should be doing. So with 2 jammers, I can basically do anything I want. Well, you only take 1 jammer to keep this pass open. First, what I need to do is invert. Invert. Let's see. Okay. I don't actually need a jammer here. The inverter would do just fine. Then we swap to this and collect the blue light. With that, can we save the accumulator? Yes, we can. So we jam this gate, take the inverter, switch for the other thingy. Now I need 2 jammers to get there, don't I? There's 1. No, I swapped this for the accumulator. Put this down, jam this, and there we go. Hey, we're already through 5 of the puzzles. Going smoothly so far. Let's head to number 6. There's a question mark here. Yeah, it's pretty close too. It's down the stream. Is that a lost lab? Take a look around. Must be an entrance if it's a lab. Yeah, this looks like it. Are you kidding me? It looks so much like it. Huh. Huh? Oh, okay. It's just a terminal. There. There's another one of Trevor's terminals. Poisonous humility, accepted from orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. But what we suffer from today is humility in the wrong place. Modesty has moved from the organ of ambition. Modesty has settled upon the organ of conviction, where it was never meant to be. A man was meant to be doubtful about himself, but undoubting about the truth. This has been exactly reversed. Nowadays, the part of a man that a man thus asserts is exactly the part that he ought not to assert himself. The part he doubts is exactly the part he ought not to doubt, the divine reason. Huxley preached humility content to learn from nature. But the new skeptic is so humble that he doubts if he can even learn. Thus, we should be wrong if we had said hastily that there is no humility typical of our time. The truth is that there is a real humility typical of our time, but it so happens that it is practically a more poisonous humility than the wildest prostrations of the ascetic. The old humility was a spur that prevented a man from stopping, not a nail in his boot that prevented him from going on. But old humility made a man doubtful about his efforts, which might make him work harder. But a new humility makes a man doubtful about his aims, which will make him stop working altogether. I had to read this twice to fully understand it. It's kind of like a commentary on the current states of New Jerusalem. Or maybe that's just how they want you to read it. Excursion. From Miranda to Athena. It's incredible. There's an entire submerged town just off the coast, surprisingly well preserved. Sailing over, I finally understood what the ancients meant by eerie. I obviously couldn't have the kind of physiological response they did, but I think the mental response was pretty close. A contradictory response, part melancholy, part fascination. It's strange how tragedy and destruction make the beauty of civilization more obvious. P.S. A deer got into the maintenance area and made a huge mess. Sorry, I'll clean it. P.P.S. I may have been feeding it. Don't feed the deer. From Hypatia's journals on the founding of New Jerusalem. Cornelius and Serapi went back to the dam today. We've been holding off on constructing any new humans to concentrate on building a home for them first, but there's a limit to what certain people can do on their own, and everyone is eager to start construction on some of the more ambitious structures. Serapi's kindness and patience is something that we'll certainly miss out here, where tempers can sometimes run high. And I'll miss Cornelius too. He was there when I was born, and he's just as much a father to me as Athena and Alexandra Drennan are my mothers. But I suppose I can always go visit them. The dam isn't that far, and once we complete the monorail in a few decades, it will truly only be a few minutes away. What are a couple dozen years, really, where you might live forever? Anyway, Trevor's audio log.
Something I really like about Alex, one of the reasons why I'm here doing this, is that she's really humble. She has this incredibly positive view of humanity. She believes we can accomplish anything, but it's not about her. She doesn't think that she's smarter or better than anyone else. She just looks at us as a species, and even though she can see how small we are in the grand scheme of things, she thinks that we could conquer the stars and give meaning to the universe. Even now. Even when none of us are going to live to see it. Isn't that awesome?
Okay, we've got number 6. A grand staircase leading up. Up and down, okay. Well, can't grab it so easily. What does this do? Hey. Alright. Well, what do we need? Okay. Okay, this is confusing. So the end game is to get blue light. But how are we supposed to do this? Yeah, Inverter. Well, we could just bring this over to start. Alright, now we have the RGB converter. This converts what? What is... no, I need 2 colors. I can get red. I can get red from this. I guess there is a point where I can do this. But now I need the way to get the converter back. I can detach the fan. Alright, so the fan is part of this, I think. But how? And how does the cube come into play? Right, that's not very helpful. So what can we do here? Oh, whoops. I should have kept the connections. That's fine. Okay. So let's say we started with this. We got the hexahedron out. Ah. So now we swap this for the inverter. Okay. Let's say we set up the inverter here. Now... It seems like I have an idea what to do. But no, I can't pick up the green light from here. Nope. The only place I can do this is up here. Okay, now I grab this fan. Get the inverter out. And make the final connection. Okay. Is there a reason why the textures blur when I move? Is that with the graphic settings? Have HDR off. No, if I turn this on, it looks really bad on the stream. I mean, I guess I can force SDR, but no, it looks bad even on my... Hold on. Game capture... Nah, let's not do this. Let's turn off HDR. Should we try it this way? I guess it's not the OSS. It's just something weird. Maybe it's the light effects that's causing problems. You know what? The frame rates seem to have gone up by a bunch.
Cities where people lived for thousands of years. Cities with their own history, their own culture. All of it lost under the waves. If they'd been less greedy, they could have kept all that.
I don't think we can pass moral judgment on an entire species based on the decisions of a handful of leaders. But I do think they made a mistake. They stopped caring about what they built. They stopped seeing the romance of civilization.
So, originally, let me double check my settings. Yeah. Super sampling. Yeah, I guess it's what it is. It's still a really good looking game, even with these settings. Hey dear. What that seemed to have changed is that, like, frame rates went way up. I was, I think, barely doing 30. So, room number 7. Propulsion. Alright. What's that up there? Oh, we've got a bunch of options. To the extent that it's actually kind of hard to figure out what to do. But the number of items we have access to is fixed. Although this is somehow doable. Okay. Okay. Of course. Can't do that. Got to be closer. Okay, now we have red lights, which we'll fill this up with. With that part out of the way, we'll get a fan back. Do we even need to do this? Yes, we do. Wait. I may have made a mistake there. The end game is that we exchange the drill. But before we do that, there's something else I need to do. Let's see. Gotta think about this. Yeah, it's hard to think when you don't have enough sleep. Enough trial and error will eventually get it done at some point. Okay, we put this on the other side. Switch this. Switch for this. Is this actually what I wanted? No, I think the last thing I should switch for is a fan. But no, this won't help because I need to get the... Wait. Actually, it is... Am I making this too complicated? I am making this too complicated. Why did I think I need the hexahedron up there? All I needed was the accumulator.
Okay, that was a hard one.
I made it harder than it needed to be. Number 8. We got private message? No, just... It's an open message on social media. Places of longing, New York. New York was a place that aroused great passions. Some loved it and called it the greatest city in the world. Others hated it and called it an ugly cesspit full of rude snobs. I don't know where the truth lies, but I know it was a place full of life. There was always something new going on, people rushing about, excitement in the air. It must have been an overwhelming sensation to stand in the canyons formed by those great skyscrapers, in a crowd of people feeling history happening all around you. So, here comes number 8. We're still missing one lost puzzle, and we haven't found a lost lab yet. Transmission. Hey, okay. Jam that. Take control. There's so much I can do with this, though. Alright. I need me to be standing on the edge, I guess. Where am I? Okay. Let's grab the jammer. What does this do? What does this do? I mean, I need to connect to somewhere. I don't know where it is, though. I'm just drilling random holes, hoping something will happen. Okay. So there's somewhere... There's something there. I'm turning the heat. It's getting cold. There's something there. But how do I get there? I don't need this area anymore. Oh. Let's see. This doesn't really help, does it? Let's swap this. Okay. I need to find a way to go up, right? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't help anything, does it? That doesn't help either. Okay. Okay. I think I get it. I think I do. So I need the drill. We drop down. Now how do we swap this? Do you have something we can swap with? Where do we find something to swap with? No, what I need to do is I think set up the hole from below. In fact, we can set it up here. All right. Doesn't fundamentally change anything, does it? I still need something to swap for the connector. But the connector is all I need, isn't it? So I can detach a fan and swap it with... Well, you can swap this with a jammer, but then I can't get up to the roof to drop down. We can swap clone? No. This is necessary. Did I miss something? I mean, I definitely need the fan where it is. I need the drill where it is. I don't see a way I can get an item. This fan cannot be removed. It's also interesting, like, why is this drillable? It probably exists for a reason. Let's figure out what happens. What happens when I grab this? One more time. And we can't take a drill through its own hole. There's nowhere for me to get down without this. Okay. Now. We switched over to our alter ego and what? I still can't retrieve the driller or anything else, can I? How does this work? How does this work? Okay. Well, let's just experiment. If I hook this drill... I can make myself fall. Yeah, I'm trying to think about it, but I need the fan. I need a fan to get up there. Let's see. We don't fall. Can I make myself fall? Yay! Okay, that was worth it. Even if it's completely unbeneficial. Alright. If I retrace my steps... Let's retrace our steps. I mean, this was the state that we basically started after we got ourselves out of jail. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I think I got this. Flip. And then we bring the fan back. Whoops. Okay. No. In fact, it's the application of what we just did. I think. I'm still one shot at this point. Oh, okay, I got to redo this. I gotta redo this. Great. Okay. So I gotta bring the jammer back. That's so I can reach it. So what I actually need to do is this. It's complicated. Okay. First. Can I do this? I thought I got this. Okay. Maybe I still got this. Or maybe I don't. I'm trying to bring an active jammer down to the second level. But how do I do that? Let me think. Yeah. I can't keep connections with the jammer. Okay. Could I jam through a hole? Okay. I'm slightly confused, or maybe more than slightly confused. But let me just set this up. That's not really what I want to do. I mean, I think I have the idea of what I need to do. It's just like, how do I get to that point? Okay, let's do a little bit of a mental reset. Let's see if there's a loophole somewhere. Mm-hmm. All right. Hmm. Let's see. I mean, this is probably not right, but it's maybe worth a try. Actually, what I should do is this. Okay. Wait. I may actually be screwed. But I'm not. Okay. Where am I? Okay, this might be an idea. Now if I can find me again. Where am I? Where am I? Where's that stupid robot? Where is he? Hmm? Hmm? It's not up here. Oh, there you are. Kind of well camouflaged against the wall. Okay. So at this point we take control. Take control. And we go back. Actually, no. I don't even need to do this. Okay. Now, I grab the jammer. I can do this from here. Yes! Yes! Alright. And then I think the rest is simple. Well, not quite, but it'll work. Ah, okay. I need to... What is the conventional way? I don't know. Alright, where's Alpha? And that's the only way I could think of to get the jammer down. But anyway, here we go. Alright, there's number 8. We got the 2 lost puzzles to do. We got 2 gold stars to find. Okay. Got a question mark here. That looks like a lost puzzle, doesn't it? So, elegance. Elegance. Uh-huh. Okay. Grab the drill. What's the end game? Okay. So jammer on that, basically. Let's switch over, jam this. I see. Yeah, I was just thinking that I needed to hold, hold the jammer in my hand. All right, so what do we need here? Can I remove the fan from this? No. Oh shit. Ah shit. Okay. But we need to wait to turn this on. No way. And if we're doing this, I need to switch this over. So red, there's the red light. Okay, well, just a little off on the angle. Actually, I might be able to do it through the hole. So this way. Now the question is... I had to leave something behind there. How do you get to the fan? So if I keep connections... Yeah. Doesn't work that way. Yeah. Okay, okay. Huh. All right. That's a jammer. It says elegance. But that's gotta mean something, doesn't it? I'm gonna go back a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't. How do I do this? It's not about a floor, is it? The only thing that's drillable is this wall. What am I missing? The problem is I need the red lights for the fan. I can't get the drill through. Unless I can somehow get it from the other side. Can I? Yeah, it seems unlikely. How do I free up an item for this? Basically, that's the question. It's a jammer. Basically, that has to be there. That's where we found the fan. So now, armed with a driller, looking through this. No. Swap this. Swap this. There we go. Connect. Connect the beams. Swap for the fan. And, well, that's elegant. That is elegant. Yay. One more lost puzzle. I couldn't find that. We haven't found the lost lab yet. So I see a question mark on the compass. It's far off in the distance. There's a bridge. We can solve the puzzle and then look for the lost lab. It's on the other side of the map. Okay, I see it now. All around. Okay. Whoops. Swap, and got blue lights to start off. Okay. Let's see. Okay. The order we need to do this is first jam this. Take the inverter. Jam this. Okay, this gives me what and what. The end game is green light. I don't suppose there's a way to get... Well, no, there is. I can get the jammer on this side. I need red and blue. Really? Oh, that was fast. That was like just straight through. I was hardly even thinking about it. Okay. Now we have the stars to look for, and where's the lost lab? Did I lose track of the question mark? No, I didn't. It's this way. I think we did too many of those like long puzzles in the original Talos Principle that this one seemed like child's play in comparison. So the entrance is probably down there. It's definitely down there. Where does this path lead to? I think I've seen these arches before. But let's go in. So this one is more ruined than any of the others. This one is wrecked. Did a deer do this? Miranda said a deer left a mess in one of those lost labs. They weren't too lost at the time. Yeah. This is new. Not everything the founder built lasted. One of the founder's labs seems to have collapsed. I guess that shows that even the founder has limits. There's no human building that can survive without maintenance. Roots are stronger than concrete. Unless she destroyed it on purpose, of course, but it seemed like the ceiling just came down. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the puzzle clusters on the island correspond to the presence of labs, except the lab near our base camp, which doesn't have any puzzles attached to it, although it does have other strange structures surrounding it. Are the puzzles guiding us to the labs, or are we just finding the labs by accident? So let's just double check, make sure there's nothing we can access here. Yeah, we can't crouch. So is that all? Hi there, Twitch, welcome. So if we check on the map, okay, it counts as having found a lost lab. So this one has no terminals, no gimmicks. Unless you count being destroyed as a gimmick. Let's head back. Now we need to deal with the stars. We got Prometheus and Pandora on this map. Let's start with Prometheus. We need to find a sprite. I don't remember seeing it. Does that point in the direction of where the sprite is? It might. Okay. So let's follow in this direction. Try to find it. I think number 7 is the one where we need the green light. No, there are actually multiple sources of green light, now that I think about it. Probably have to find Pandora's statue and try to track it down. What do I have here? Huh? Is this just nothing? Oh, well, I see a spark. Shit. Guys? Byron? Yakut? Al? Melville? Anybody? Somebody comes down this pressure plate. Get me up to that spark. Shit. I think that made me lose my sense of direction. Not that I had any to begin with. We're going in an easterly direction to start. It's not helpful. Where can we find sprites? If I were a sprite, where would I hide? That's the answer. How'd I get there? Ugh. Hey! Where are you going? Nah. Ah! This way? Now it's demanding acrobatic maneuvers. Alright, this way. It's the way that we just came from. As it should be. What? What? Okay. 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 It's one of those pylons. Well. Okay. Good thing we can climb just about any slope. There. No. Ouch. Right. That's on the other side. My tail hurts. Here we are. Star number 1.
Paradise cannot be found. It must be built.
So now there's just 1 star left. What am I even doing? Okay, that was fruitless. Pandora star. Let's find Pandora. I think we had 2 sources of green light. One was room number 7, and the other was a lost puzzle. I don't remember seeing any connectors. Yeah, so there's Pandora. There's Pandora, and she's facing this way, which is neither puzzle 7 nor the last puzzle that I had in mind. Okay, it's not this. Well, the statue has to either lead to a puzzle room or a connector in between. I don't see any dotted lines in the sky, but who knows? So I have this statue in sight here. Well, guess we have to go up to number 4. Yeah, there might be a reason why this is built so high. Or maybe not. No RGB converters here, just plain old 2 colors. Yeah, so this is not it. We could hardly see Pandora anymore. But 7 is this way. No, that's 5. Oh. We haven't found Straighten yet. I'm not sure why I didn't spot these 2.
Mother, can I suggest something?
Of course, go ahead.
The southern part of the island is completely dead. No animals, no plants. The soil is too alkaline for anything to live except bacteria.
Yes. That's why it's a good location for some of the experiments.
Well, if we want to show that we can make the cosmos more beautiful, then why don't we start there? The desert doesn't have to be dead. If we modify the conditions, life can thrive there. And that could be the first step towards spreading life to other worlds. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a plan.
So... this is not it. I guess we're gonna have to end up going to number 7. Speaking of connectors, wouldn't be on one of the pylons, would it? I mean, I don't suppose they always give you a clear dotted line to look at. Number 7. No, this is not it. Which one had the RGB converters? Oh, 8 was the one that I banged my head against a wall about. I might actually be thinking about 6. If I can find a way up the hill. Actually, it's this way. I remember having to go up the pylon for this. Where's Straighten? Okay. So... okay. Right. This allows us to get the fan back. Can I get a second fan too? I don't need this inverter anymore, do I? Okay, so we'll keep the connections. I mean, this seems more likely than the lost puzzle. Huh? No. Wait, no. No, this doesn't work at all. Because we have native green lights. This doesn't work at all. I can make blue and red. First I need to know where Pandora is. Is that the direction? Oh, I think that's Prometheus. Yeah, that's sort of a... which direction was Pandora in? Okay. So it's on the side of 3. It's like southwest west. So if I grabbed the inverter and got rid of it, okay. If it's there's anything that I can connect this to. Or let's just set this up. Set up the green. See if I need to relay this. I mean, the theory is that it can't be that far away. So we got the RGB converter. Now let's see. Room number 5. Can we? That's hard to say. I'm not sure I can see anything from here. What about that? And the other possibility is the last puzzle. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's possible. It seems unlikely given how low that place is. Yeah, so there's number 6. That's number 6. Now let's see if I can get something set up. I hope I remember the right puzzle. I'm trying not to turn so that I don't forget the direction. Hold on a second here. I've had enough of this. Like I've already answered that question once, and I'm not going to do it again. I can't help but lose direction. What? Where was the way up? Where was the way up? Okay. So, I'm trying to find a connection to 4. That seems unlikely. We need to be all the way up there. If I'm up there, what I need is not an RGB converter. So let's assume this doesn't work and look for the last puzzle. I don't know if there was a star that required a last puzzle to solve. Oops. I don't remember very much about them at all. Yeah. So let's check this out. All around. So this is the other one with green. Problem is that with all this... Huh. Hold on. This could work. Let's see. How to generate green. So what we need to do. First we generate. Yeah, well, we'll bring the RGB converter around. Yeah, this actually looks like a real possibility. Okay, so now we have a green, and it looks like it could be picked up from up there. Now let's head to number 4. Yeah, I thought it was weird when they built this so high up here. Yeah. I see something. I see something, but is there a spot where I can pick it up? Doesn't look like it. But let's try this first. Now, is there a place where we can get over the fences? Actually, it's not from this side, is there? Is it? Yeah. Walls seem to be too high for this. So that's where the green is coming from. Maybe it's not this room. Trying to relay that green light somewhere. Where else do I have a visual of it? Of either of the green lights, really. I don't think I can reach Pandora directly. The last puzzle is already out of sight from here. And there's a lot of trees in the way. Let's just scan. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Let's see. It's taking a while. More than a while. So we're here at 6. The only way to pick up this green light would be in this general direction. It's south. One way or the other, it's not going well. Alright. We're here in number 7. Do we have a possibility here? Number 6 was that way, so I was hoping for something. So I was hoping for something. It doesn't seem like I can pick up anything from here. I mean, the experiences so far, it shouldn't be excessively difficult to do the Pandora puzzle. Yeah, this is kind of suspicious. The fact that we've got enough room to space. I guess I can't make I can't go through that myself. So if we grab the fan and took this. It's okay, we got something there. We'll need to check that out. Where's the jammer? Oh, it's up there. You know what? I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the answer. Let's go check out Miranda and Athena.
Miranda, would you like to play a game?
A game? That sounds like fun.
It is. Remember what Alexandra Drennan said about games?
They're part of what makes us human.
Exactly. And this is a game Alexandra Drennan designed when she was still in school. It's based on her favorite book. Have a go.
So... yeah. I don't think this is it. So, change of plan. Let's go back to Pandora and try to backtrack from there. I'm hoping to get to the megastructure today. If we take too much time here, that may not be possible. And the last megastructure trip was like a 2-hour trip on its own. It's not a small undertaking. I can go up to maybe 5 hours. Beyond that, it's a little bit too much. Yeah. So let's start here. What do we need to connect this? Uh-huh. Okay. We got a grid here. Okay, so I can get a connection. No, I can't. Nah. Yeah, that's gonna be blocked by the wall. However, I can get the connector through this hole. So let me pass this. Most likely we need to go through here. All right. So that's step 1. Next would be 5 by the looks of it. Over here. Did you find a way up? My hand's starting to get tired from pressing down shift to sprint. Alright, where was that? Shit, I lost track already. Okay. We need... Oh! 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 Okay. Never saw that RGB connector. I see. I see. Okay. Oh, that changes everything. So now we know that RGB connector is the key to everything. Is there a way to get the red light to it? No? Fine. Okay. So we need a red and a blue. But now things feel so much simpler. So much simpler. So we get this done maybe 2.5 hours, and then we can go into the mega structure. Any possibilities here? Alright, give me that. So there's blue. There's blue. I just need red. How did I miss that? Can I go up? Go up this hill? I don't think I have a connection there. Son of a Pandora. Yeah, we even have a blue light guiding us now. Yeah. I made this much more complicated than it needed to be, as is usually the case. There we go. All right. Wham!
Horses are broken, not taught. That is the way of humankind.
All right, so now we can go into the tower. Who will it be this time? It's like a 50-50 between Sphinx and Pandora at this point. Here we go. Ooh, got a lot of pieces. I guess it's only, I mean, being so limiting, there are only so many possibilities. Anything that doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Yay. We don't see the ghost of Straighten anywhere. Fine. Up into the tower. Oh!
And heed my words. Beware Pandora. She is nothing but fear and despair, and she will do anything to prevent you from reaching the flame. It is she who disrupted the trials of the Sphinx, and who bound me in the...
Yeah, that's the first time we saw Prometheus. Looks like we're gonna have some conversations about this.
Well done, 1K. Looks like our hypothesis was correct. The megastructure is opening again. Everyone come
Let's
to
go
the
in.
Vito, please. It's time to find Athena.
What about Pandora? She seems capable of displacing or controlling the other entities.
We should be careful, but we can't let such a vague threat paralyze us. Just keep your eyes open.
Okay. Map. So we have all the main puzzles, all the lost puzzles, the lost lab, and the stars. Let's head back to the megastructure. Yeah, we did this. There was one puzzle that took some time, and the second star,
There's something I've been
took some time. It was still 2 hours, but that's fine.
Traumatic. I know accidents like that make us think that it's best to stick to what we have. But what about all the accidents that have happened in New Jerusalem that nobody talks about? The collapse of the Rakovsky building. The Calvin Street explosion. The derailment that almost killed Benaroya and Kaneda. All of those happened because we stopped investing enough resources in our civilization. And if Melville hadn't been put in charge of city maintenance, this would still be happening.
It will happen again either way. With how little we have to work with, it's only a matter of time.
You see, there may be a price for pursuing progress, but there's also a price for not pursuing it.
Well, so we met Prometheus for the first time. And back to the Vito we go. Before we do that, we could set down the stars that we already have. Let's see how far we still have to go. Yeah, so it's a monument of the Sphinx in the middle with Prometheus and Pandora to either side. Let's release the stars. How far do we have to go? Well, we're about halfway. Run. What's this building? Get distracted. Keep running. This is a good place for photo shoots.
All right, here we go again.
Our main objective is to determine the relationship between the megastructure and Athena. Did she find it? Did she build it? Why was she here in the first place? Explore, dig up anything you can. We need to start finding answers.
This is exciting.
I can't imagine one person building all this.
Don't forget about Miranda. There were at least 2 of them.
I can't imagine 100 people building this.
All right, everyone. Have a look around, but stay in touch and be careful.
1K, can you stay a moment? I'd like to talk to you. I know you can't wait to start exploring, but just...
Maybe a bit of bug? Sure.
I'm concerned. Byron is brilliant, but all he can think about is the possibility of finding Athena. She was his mentor, and her disappearance shattered him. I'm afraid he's not seeing the dangers of the megastructure. To me, this place seems chaotic, dysfunctional. Yes, it's all very impressive, but I think it's broken. And what we're seeing is, it's nonsense, frankly. You've interacted with it more than anyone. What do you think?
Underneath that, there seems to be some kind of pattern.
I don't see it. Or at least I'm not convinced that the pattern is meaningful. Maybe I'm wrong, but please, be careful.
Let me check. What if I turn off DLSS? FSR? Let's try this. See if a different sort of anti-aliasing would look better. I think it looks worse. Doesn't interact very well with the lighting. And what about the OSS? Yeah, I think we should stick with the OSS. It's a lot better. We have light effects.
I'm headed deeper into the megastructure. Not quite sure where I am. Seem to be right in the middle of the machinery.
Please, watch yourself, Byron.
This is incredible. I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing. I don't think this is a building. I think this is a machine.
Which way should we go? There's no compass to guide us. This door is closed. So it's this way. We got terminal. Nima 4. False leads, errors, frustration. Effects report enormous distances. We need to move experiments further apart. Version 0.2 deployed. Large scale synthesis successful. Replicating 0.2 to create 0.21. Can we literally bootstrap this to any scale? Or override? How do you get a data stream overload just from a door override? This looks clearer than
If you tell them the truth,
yours.
they'll listen.
It's not that simple. Straton wrote that the most common error we commit is to think that ideas determine reality, when in fact the opposite is true. Ideas follow from material conditions. Belief systems are formed to explain and justify the way we live. We did not have kings because we believed in the mandate of heaven. We believed in the mandate of heaven because we lived in monarchies.
But we have free will.
Oh, free will isn't the same as freedom, Miranda. We're not free from the constraints of reality or history. I was shaped by the simulation. New Jerusalem is shaped by its limitations.
So, what? We're just trapped? History can only go one way?
Maybe, maybe not. The question is, how do we free ourselves? How do we build a world where our ideas do shape reality? That's why we came here.
So Cornelius is involved with this, or at least with Miranda. And we can talk to Cornelius, or at least
I knew it.
people back there
Athena's
can.
here. She built this.
That other voice, was that Cornelius?
It definitely sounded like him.
Come to
Did they not
think
have
of it,
captions on?
He went on a research expedition around the time Athena vanished. He was gone for years. People thought he'd died.
And all this time, he knew where she was?
We should talk to him.
We will, when we get back. But right now, we have to focus on finding Athena. We are so close.
So, this through the door. Anything new on social media? Robot Reddit probably just blew up. Okay. We already see big emitter, big guns. Where are the others? Haven't seen any of them. Okay. It's gotta be a way down, right?
Are those surfaces magnetic?
No, it's anti-gravity.
What?
Yakut was right. I should have known.
Well, you don't mean... Okay. Okay, this is confusing.
1K, I'm over here.
Huh?
Hold on. I'll open that door for you.
Alright, this is normal gravity. I can't go to Baron's side. We've got the ring. With the one ring to bind them all. What can we do with this? Huh? This way. This way. There we go. What? 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 Guess new reset this. I'm surely this first piece is the most efficient way, right? Okay, what am I missing here? I think this piece is the culprit. Let's try this. I mean, there's only one way forward, right? Finally. Alright, we know the drill.
Same pattern as before. 3 beams, 3 receivers.
I guess we know what to do.
Be careful. The sheer amount of power running through this place.
I'll take care of this puzzle. You do the other 2, okay?
Byron's doing one? Okay.
This is kind
Wait.
of fun.
It says
Maybe
activate
Alexander's
3
learning was
beams.
right. Play is part of what makes us human.
It says 3 beams, so what's Byron actually doing?
Got it.
Huh. Oh! So we actually did get one on. It's the red beam. We did get one off. Huh. So we never get a chance to do the red puzzle? Why not? Why not? Let me do it. This is very disorienting.
Is there anything in the system that could tell us where Athena is?
I don't know. Someone's logged into the system, but when I try to access that information, it all glitches out.
Which way to go? Wait. How does this make sense? Do we have to think 3-dimensionally now? Ah. Okay. Right. Yeah, we can't do it this way. So is that what the anti-gravity floor was about? But no, I think this leads somewhere else entirely. This doesn't say anything. Okay, this leads to green. What's up here? I'm sure there's a way to do that bridge. Let's take the path of less resistance right now. I'm still trying to get myself oriented to this anti-gravity thing. Okay. Oh god, I hate thinking in 3 dimensions. It was about the angle, isn't it? This... okay. I have no idea what's going on.
Not to alarm anyone, but I think the ground is shaking.
According to the system, whole parts of the interior are moving around. Like it's rearranging itself.
I think that's what happened last time. When I took the elevator, the platform where I got out just moved away.
Okay. So here's the puzzle area. I have one connector? One connector and something to exchange it with. Connector and inverter. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Give me back my connector. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that's not so tough. Jammer. Okay. Where do we find green receiver again? Green. Don't tell me. Is this 3-dimensional? Far? I don't see anything up there. I mean, this is where I came in. So let's see. We got red emitter. Okay, there's the receiver. Through a hole. Set this off center. There we go. So we don't ever get to do the red one, do we? Do we? Like I've never been in a situation where someone could steal my puzzle. We need to backtrack here. So now we go back to blue, which is that side. Let's try this. Alternate solution where you disconnect from the anti-gravity flow with connector and connect from the floor. Okay. Interesting. Will we need to think that way when we get to the mainline puzzles? Let's see. Okay, so there's the endpoint. Now, what this means is that I am lost. I see blue lights. This is probably it. And then it's not easy to see that last drittable wall. Well, I only found it because I took a second look at it. Yeah, so let's figure this out. Nope. Yeah, this can't be. Well, this doesn't work either. So maybe this? Yeah, but this is not anti-gravity. Basically, this is the only way to get up to the Z plane. Let's set this up first. I mean, there are only 3 blocks. So only so many possible solutions. Yep, that's certainly not it. Oh! Ah, I didn't see that this was actually deployable. Okay. Huh. Not exactly serving the role of a bridge, is it? Okay. Here's the blue beam. What do we have? So red. Invert to blue. Is that it? That was maybe the easiest ever.
The gate's opening. I'm heading in.
Ah, Byron's going first. That's never a good sign. Never a good sign when somebody other than a player character goes first. How do I go to where Byron is? Could I just jump? Let's not. What's this area for? There's no terminal, is there? Yeah, I wonder if there was ever a way to get to the red side. This way. I hate thinking three-dimensionally. Oh, did I miss anything? There's no way to go up this way. Fine. Let's follow Byron. Looks like the same design as the last section of the megastructure. Yeah, it's the same design.
This is fascinating. They were both here, Athena and Cornelius. They had a plan. I found a file that... I can't...
Byron's trapped in the overload. He's failing to disconnect.
The whole system's going haywire.
1K, get out of there! Everyone back to the VTOL!
X3, Prometheus bound.
We have to go. Now, 1K, get moving!
Okay.
Can't just leave Byron behind.
Yeah, Coop, we have no idea where he is or what's happening to him. But right now, if we stay here, we could all die.
The system's going completely bananas.
Do we have to rebuild this?
Everywhere.
We
We'll come back
can't.
for Byron, I promise.
What? Okay, this way. There's a collapse. Aha, so this is the red area. Okay.
What have you done, you fools? Mortals are not meant to tread these halls. Why will you not heed my warnings? I am not trying to harm you, creatures of clay. All I wish is to protect you and the rest of your kind. What more must I do to make you understand? If you cannot be reasoned with, I must bar your path.
This way. Lag. This way.
Move, 1K, move.
Here. We're running. This way.
These energy emissions are messing with the VTOL systems. Okay, I think I've got it working. Get here quickly, 1K.
Run. Take a few tourist photos while we're here. There.
Come on, get in.
And then just get in slow and leisurely.
Okay, we're out. Now what?
Looks like the southern sites are active. The readings are strangely jumbled, though.
Should I set us down?
Yes, but just to drop off Melville.
What?
We're going back to New Jerusalem. This situation has gotten out of control. We need to regroup.
So I guess that's where we get to see the new Gehenna expedition.
Someone to stay here and keep an eye on things. Melville, that's you.
All right. I'll see if I can make any sense of these systems while you're gone.
Just keep a safe distance, okay?
Will do.
Good. Well, 1K, I guess it's time for you and me to take a nap.
Do we see Elohim again?
Do not lose hope, my child. In these difficult moments, find solace in your friends and in the home that you share.
Here we are. Got an update from Melville. The power spikes are continuing, but no news from Byron.
All right.
Let's keep going for a little while.
You get the VTOL ready for the next trip. I'll talk to the mayor.
When
1K, please head over to the Museum of the Simulation and talk to Cornelius. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
let's do the this is a New Jerusalem segment. I mean, I don't know how long this is, but probably can't be more than 2 hours, can it? New interface contents. Ooh, 3 pieces of social media. The expedition to the Founders Island has suffered a serious setback as all contact with Byron was lost during a foray into the interior of the megastructure. Byron is assumed to be alive, but trapped within a data stream overload and unable to disconnect. Several sources in the government express a lack of surprise at this turn of events, citing the first companion's history of rash behavior. Hopefully this gets people thinking about the dangers of populism, one source told me. It's been alarming to see people suddenly falling for this utopian foolishness. Gamifax! I was looking forward to this. I'm very happy to announce that the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Expedition is now open to visitors. Complete 3 winning works at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Finally, can't wait. Wonderful news, I'll be attending today. Nice. Will these be made available through the interface too? Yes, after the expedition is over. The Optimist. The pessimist is commonly spoken of as a man in revolt. He is not. Firstly, because it requires some cheerfulness to continue in revolt, and secondly, because pessimism appeals to the weaker side of everybody, and the pessimist, therefore, drives as roaring a trait as a publican. The person who is really in revolt is the optimist, who generally lives and dies in desperate and suicidal effort to persuade all the other people how good they are. It has been proved 100 times over that if you really wish to enrage people and make them angry, even unto death, the right way to do it is to tell them that they are all the sons of God. Jesus Christ was crucified, it may be remembered, not because of anything he said about God, but on a charge of saying that a man could in 3 days pull down and rebuild the temple. Every one of the great revolutionists, from Isaiah to Shelley, have been optimists. They have been indignant, not about the badness of existence, but about the slowness of man in realizing its goodness. The prophet who is stoned is not a brawler or a moblet. He is simply a rejected lover. He suffers from an unrequited attachment to things in general. G.K. Chesterton. R.I.P. Byron. R.I.P. Byron. TLDR. R.I.P. Byron. We don't know that he's dead. He may just be lost. He could still be saved. I was going to say something sarcastic, but you know what? In the spirit of optimism, I really hope so. Alright. Let's see what we have. I don't suppose we can talk to anyone. Dr. Cornelius at the museum.
The world is full of suffering. Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart.
We're gonna overcast sky.
This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls, every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human. To understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the founder's trials, and you want us to dig deeper? Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
So it looks like requiring a logic test before you boot up does not stop robots from being religious nutjobs. I can't talk to Herman. That door looks like it's locked. Yeah, it's overcast. It would be really funny if we came back to New Jerusalem and it was all sunny and bright. So, screw Cornelius, we're gonna check out the rest of the city, see if anything's changed. We might have some new conversations here. No, this guy's still playing his thing. Sebastian. Benaroya. So is that one of the... Is that one of the original companions too?
Hey, 1K.
Huh. Let's see. Prince of New Jerusalem Gazable. Were we there before? Huh?
Attention all citizens. The Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors. However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
Unauthorized strike. Yeah, this is the Friends of New Jerusalem Memorial Pavilion, where there was a religious discussion here. Okay. So let's check out the memorial. Good citizen, explore New Jerusalem in its entirety. Nyam.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Oh, it's you, 1K. Please tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
I don't know. His mind was stuck in a data stream overload.
That sounds dangerous. Make sure you find him and pull him out. He is a menace, but we need him. But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
What's Gehenna?
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. a prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own.
What happened to the people of Gehenna?
In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us.
Why text adventures?
Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
How do you see the role of the artist in society?
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
That's all. This could be long. Argument Simulator by Gutta. A short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion you suggest? Okay, start. Choose a character. Library assistant. Choose an argument. It's true. That's the opposite of the truth. Huh? This is obviously incorrect. No, it isn't. I can contradict you. I don't accept the underlying logic of a contradiction. Let's find out what we agree on. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand and one another better. Game over. Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. Okay. Let's see the cred. Socrates. It's false. I question your metaphysics. The question begs to assertion. Your side would never be right. It's off. Oh shit! This is a loop. Let's see the credits. Written and designed by Gutta. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too long. Jefferson Goldblum and the Spectre of Modernity by Rat. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldblum shared universe originated in Gehenna. It maintains the characteristic writing style of the series but focuses on a new set of themes. Jefferson Goldblum and the Spectre of Modernity, a true story. This was Rats, dedicated to Mac. Start. You, Jefferson Goldblum, definitely step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldblum Institute. It is a humble abode filled with a small four-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiancé and a leading member of the Casorati Weierstrass Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the sofa while Frankie's soy sauce waves from the coffee bar and the velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle wearing his green armored t-shirts. Speak to John Malcolm. Chirps John Malcolm. You clutch your guitar, perplexed by this strange greeting. John, are you well? I'm fine, my friend, John Malcolm says as he gets out of his motorcycle. I'm merely practicing the songs of my ancestors. Your ancestors? The mighty hawk and humble red robin. As you are descended from the apes, us dinosaurians are descended from the folk of the air. Life, my friend, is a never-ending cycle. Our species rising from the ashes of the last. We are about to comment on the prodigious size of John's wisdom and something else when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldblum Institute. Asked John Malcolm what's happening. Chirp, chirp, chirps John Malcolm loudly before he shrugs his reptilian shoulders. Sorry, my friend, I'm afraid this thing doesn't translate very well. Maybe we could shut the klaxon off before we continue this conversation? Play a guitar? You unsling a guitar from the back and check the strings to make sure that they are in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance with the chest puffed out, your legs spread wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord, a perfect chord, followed by another equally perfect chord. And another, and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Modified, the klaxon shuts itself off. Talk to your team. You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. Ask why the klaxon was blaring. John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD, while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. Cup of joe? That's what the threat. Check John's findings. Even a first cursory glance at the central computer console reveals that John Malcolm is right. The klaxon is indeed warning you of an unparalleled threat to both human world and the denizens of the ninth dimension. Jefferson, what is it? It's, you say with neutron star-like gravity, the specter of modernity, Ginny HD. It's coming for us. The silence that follows the proclamation is only penetrated by Ginny HD's gasp and the porcelain sound of Frankie Soy Sauce's freshly brewed Java hitting the floor. That's what the specter is. What is the specter of modernity, you ask while tuning your guitar for the coming battle. I'm glad that you asked, answers John Malcolm. As you all well know, for I have told this tale many times, my people have feared for many millennia that this day would come. John Malcolm smooths the feathers along his long neck with his claws. Tell him to continue. The Spectre, as you also know, will bring an end to the old and ring in a new era of unparalleled technological advancement, until there is no space left in the world for such cherished human and dinosaurian qualities like love, creativity, and the ability to taste umami, loyalty, and friendship. The circle of renewal will end and will only move forward at an ever-accelerating pace until we reach the limits of existence itself. Ask when the Spectre will arrive. The Spectre of modernity travels at the speed of time itself, says John Malcolm gravely. It has already arrived, Jefferson, we just haven't encountered it yet. Frankie Soy Sauce turns on the coffee maker, a fresh cup of battery acid clutched carefully in his human fingers. We must do something, Jefferson. I do not care for umami, but if the Spectre takes away my ability to taste coffee, I do not know whatever I will do. Reassure him. All tastes are precious to us, Frankie, you say. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and yes, also umami. We shan't surrender any of them, for they are what renders us human. Take action. Friends, humans, dinosaurians, countrymen. Possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump on the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against the Spectre and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Wait for the response. Yes, my darling, anything for human world, cries Ginny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee, shouts Frankie Soy Sauce. For love. But, asks Jimmy HD after the shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The Spectre of modernity is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course she is right, as she usually is. Take Ginny HD with you. Oh, Jefferson, Ginny HD exclaims. I'll be the best companion you could wish for. But tell me, Jefferson, the Spectre of modernity travels along the continuous sequence of existence and events that occur in an apparently irreversible succession from the past, through the present into the future, and is by definition already everywhere. Where can we possibly go to find a way to defeat it? Go and confront the specter of modernity. When you approach the lair of the specter of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Enter the mechanical lair. Inside the mechanical lair, the specter of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The specter of modernity. Typo, missing an R. You murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum, the specter of modernity says. We have met many times before. I'm your father and your mother. No! Request clarification. Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Ginny from SD to HD? Who, indeed, deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords, that arcane knowledge upon which some of her greatest adventures depend? I was your ally all along, Jefferson. The foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. It was he who enchanted your klaxon. That actually makes a lot of sense. Sorry. No biggie, says the Spectre. Now let us defeat the wizard of crime together. Even now he conspires to steal all that you have accomplished with the power of his enchantments that confuse the mind. Go back to the Institute. You rush back to the Goldblum Institute, where you find the wizard of crime taking advantage of the absence of your heroic friends, out seeking other ways to stop the specter of modernity. To rifle through your belongings, he is surprised to see you. I see my scheme has failed. Curses! Were it not for this scheming specter, I would have stolen all your wealth and added it to my ever-growing hoard. For that is my scheme, to steal and steal until the whole world is mine. Wahahaha. And so you arrest the foul sorcerer instead of the development of human potential, and become good friends with the specter of modernity. Just call me Mo, the specter says. I'm sure we will have many wonderful adventures together. The end. What the bleep was that? Ghosts of Atlantis by Corazon. A lyrical atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic work created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending fate of the citizens of Gehenna. Gently, your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, which in the days before the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlas. You have come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns bright in the sky, scorching the dying earth. Begin a pilgrimage. Journey to a broken tower? On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stands the remains of the tower. Here lived the great magician who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. Approach the tower. There is very little left of the once impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a great pile of rubble covered in black, dried out moss, where you can see a glimpse of its past or the craft that went into its making. By the tower stands the ghost of the magician awaiting you. Speak to the magician. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says. A glimpse of the sublime, and although I am dead and my soul has spent an aeon under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now, I could summon it and review it fully. He pauses. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory, he says. But I believe that in this moment, my soul will be annihilated. Is that a phase I should embrace or reject? Annihilation of the self is liberty. You speak wisely, the magician says. I have lingered here too long. He turns away from you towards a world beyond your sight. A bright light suffuses him, and you cannot tell whether the magician is laughing or screaming. Then he's gone. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the Lost Shore. The journey takes you to a wasteland that once was a beach where children from the Atlantean capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. Speak to the poet. I never completed my great work, he says. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ages under the sea, and now this time of burning death. And still I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must refuse to accept death and find a way of completing the great work. All art is irrational, the poet says. It is not the opposite of reason, but beyond reason, and so is defiance of death. Even by the dead themselves. We are gone. We do not exist. And yet we refuse to surrender. Perhaps that is what's called faith. Ask the poet to join you. Huh. Thank you. I have remained too long in this place, the poet says. Okay, journey to the Temple of the Owl. The sun grows brighter and bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here the ancients try to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fate. The ghost of the scientist awaits you in the ruins. Speak to the scientist. I have not rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I've learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I'd like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Tell him that outrage should not prevent compassion. So the magician is the only one who is not joining us? Brave words, so few can endure the consequences. Still, even merely speaking them is bold, and so I will join you and hope that you will stand by them. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the Temple of Serpents. You make your way to the Temple of Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. The sick and injured came here from all across the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that is left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls, and the ghost of the physician waiting for you. It is faint, barely visible. Speak to the physician. I worked here day and night for many years and I saved countless lives, the physician says. And yet, of all the lives that I saved, only one survived the death of the island, a young messenger who escaped on one of the ships thanks to another's sacrifice. And I have wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. No, because that messenger is my ancestor. The physician's eyes widen and he becomes more visible. Then my work lives on, he says. The man I saved became a father, and through him millions of lives were created, and some parts of Atlantis lives on today. Ask the physician to join you. So the magician is the only one who's not with us? I will join you, the physician says. There's still good I can do even as a ghost. Continue a pilgrimage. Journey to the ancient farmlands. The soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans relied on it to survive. Then the waves came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil. A city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer waits in its ruins. Speak to the farmer. This city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It is older than Atlantis itself. When our most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning, this city was already old. And yet this city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you, and there's a light in his eyes that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to the city across the boundaries of time and space? Yes. Good. But remember that even in the lofty world of the stars, where you have come from, that loyalty will be tested. Ask the farmer to join you. A strange light fades from the ghost's form. The farmer smiles. Why, of course, I would love to join you. I've always loved adventures, you know? I never got to go very far from home. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the palace. So maybe we should have gotten the magician to join us. The palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, the capital of Atlantis. Here, the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveler from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, so it is perhaps the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. Before it waits the ghost of the king. Speak to the king. I try to be a good man, the king says. To be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honor the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike. And yet I failed. Why? You did not fail. We are here. The king is comforted by your words. You speak kindly, he says. I know that I am not without blame, but in the end I chose to save others before myself, so perhaps you are right, and I did not fail entirely. Ask the king to join you. The king lays his ghostly crown aside. I will join you, but only as a man. Examine the mosaic. Magician! The mosaic is the work of superb beauty, a great work of history and humanity. In it, you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph, and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. Retrieve the mosaic. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful, and the strength of a single person is not enough. Ask the ghost for help. Even with the help of the ghost, you cannot entirely pry the mosaic loose from the morass of history. Maybe if we had all the ghosts, we would succeed in removing a large part depicting the golden age of the island. You will have to do. Return to your ship. A strange, bittersweet feeling fills your heart as you return to your ship. You did not fail, but so much was lost. Could you have done better? Should you have? As the sun engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time. The end. Let's just do this again and see what happens if we get the magician with us too. We're just going to go through this quickly. Broken Tower. So annihilation of the self is sin. Find another way to witness the sublime without being annihilated. Make your own sublime instead. Ask the magician to join you, and then the rest we don't need to change anything. We got a poet. Temple of the Owl. Choose matters more than anything. Speak to the physician. Ancient farmlands. Honestly, even the interactive fiction is better than the first game. Well, the expansion, at least. DLC. Journey to the palace. So retrieve the mosaic. Does this change anything? Forces a turn. Okay. Ask the goals for help. Okay. With the help of everyone, you pry the mosaic loose. Holding in your powerful metallic arms, you are filled with awe at the depths of history, the bittersweet beauty of human endurance, and above all, at the miracle that allowed this part of your distant past to survive. Return to your ship. As you return to your ship, your heart is filled with a soaring joy such as you have never felt before. In this moment, humankind stands with defiance before time. Today, the past is redeemed, transformed, exalted. Atlantis lives, and her ghosts rejoice. The ship takes off, leaving the Earth to burn. But the Earth is not lost, no, and as those ships with their painted sails carried forward the legacy of Atlantis, so your ship carries forward the legacy of Earth to the great sea of stars from whence we came, and to whence we will all return. Finish all 3 text adventures in the expedition. Yay. Okay. So let's take a quick trip through New Jerusalem. Make sure we didn't miss anything really important.
How do you know it was Athena? Because she's the one who built the giant pyramid? Sure, but how do you know it wasn't Cornelius who sent Prometheus? Because Cornelius was here? And where did Prometheus appear? Come on. How do you know it wasn't Miranda? Maybe she got bored of waiting. I don't buy it. I think Athena is testing us. Why would she test us? To see if we can use those new technologies, like the body replication. If those new technologies are such a big deal, why is she putting them in puzzles? Because play is how we learn. Maybe she's trying to tell us the opposite. That it's all just childish stuff that doesn't really matter. The last power failure almost caused a derailment. It all matters. You're starting to sound like Byron. You saw how that turned out? They'll find him. Sure. Sure.
Okay, Atal.
1K, welcome back to the city.
Okay, so I guess we'll talk to Stacia as well.
Discoveries have had quite the impact.
I heard your speech.
I decided to take a stand. It started with what you said about extending our cat's lifespans.
Actually, choices are having an impact.
Responsibilities towards other life forms. What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K. Horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better.
What exactly is our ethical duty in all
If suffering
this?
is evil, and it is, then our responsibility is to lessen it. Not only in ourselves, but everywhere. I don't think we can eliminate it, but we can lessen it, and we have to.
Would you say that this is our purpose?
In a way, yes. I don't think it's our exclusive purpose, but it's a role that falls to any sentient species capable of developing science and technology.
I think suffering is natural.
Natural? What does that even mean? Natural means nothing in terms of ethics. Here's the question, 1K. Is suffering good? Is it the way things should be?
I don't suppose this would be a really important choice, but no, it's bad.
Exactly. And everyone knows that. But we act like that doesn't mean anything for us, when in fact we have the tools to lessen suffering. That's what technology is. So by choosing not to use those tools, we become ethically culpable for that suffering.
I take a point, but it'll be very difficult to achieve on the kind of scale you're talking about.
So, lots of necessary things are very difficult to do. We're the species that eradicated polio, went to the moon, created
that's the
artificial
old
intelligence.
humans.
We need to start thinking bigger.
I have to think about this.
Do that. It's more than most people do. But that might be changing.
Okay.
Hey, 1K.
Hey. Helga.
Hello, new one. Are you browsing or buying?
I don't see any stock. What kind of shop is this?
The kind that trades in hopes and dreams. Yours for the right price. Is there something your heart desires?
Perhaps.
I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination?
Credits?
Oh, you don't have any credits yet.
Wait, is this
Let me
legit?
extend you some credit. Ka-ching! 55 credits. Just make sure you spend them with me. They're not worth much anywhere else.
What is this
Now,
about?
What was it you wanted?
Sensory tuning?
A very popular choice. Enhanced sensory perception lets you distinguish sounds, shapes, and colors at greater distance. It's 10 credits.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'm updating your settings now.
Wait, is this?
And hey presto,
A
superhuman senses.
Is this
Does the
legit?
air taste fresher? Do you hear the birds chirping outside the dome? And beyond that, the river bubbling through the dam.
No, I don't feel anything.
Nothing as in you're not impressed by the stat gains, or nothing as in I've accidentally erased your entire sensory system.
I still feel something.
Okay, few. I'll let you into a secret. You and I don't have fleshy appendages like our ancestors. What we can sense is mostly a function of where we direct our attention. Anyway, I hope you find something worth paying attention to. So, something else perhaps?
Future prediction?
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Read me my future.
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to change the world. You will
Wait,
have a choice,
Reno.
but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again. I'm sorry it's not better news.
Right,
Best not to worry about it, dear. You just do your best to have fun in the meantime.
I mean, that sounds
So,
legit,
something else,
but
perhaps?
we know that. Internal monologue.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds. Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers. But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
I want to find out what this
As
does.
you wish. I'm uploading the new settings now. Do you hear anything?
Why is she staring at me? I don't hear anything. Not sure this is working. No, this is new. I didn't used to think in words like this. It's like there's this little translator turning all my thoughts into some kind of ongoing narrative. It's kind of relentless. How do you make it stop? Do I just not think? I'll try that. Is it working? No! Still describing everything in words. This is starting to be...
I want to play the rest of the game
A bit
with this.
overwhelming, isn't it? I turned mine off long ago, but some of the older folk learned to live with it. Sure you want it?
Yes!
That's fortunate. Because we couldn't pull that thing out of you without taking half of you with it. It'll mostly run in the background. Just don't think about it too hard.
Wait, is this internal monologue me? Or some kind of virus? Am I a life form which learned to describe itself? Or a parasite which survives by providing a narrative service to its host? Hold on, she's going to say something else.
So, something else perhaps?
In the piece, we can't afford it.
Ooh, inner peace doesn't come cheap. Come back when you've got 1,000 credits.
Okay.
So, something else perhaps?
Thanks, that's all.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback? Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
Yes, you're offering more than you let on?
Yes. You understand. Words manifest the reality they describe. When you name something, you create it. Our minds are algorithms, and the right sequence of language can change our underlying code. With that in mind, I hope you have a good day. Please come back if you need anything else.
What an unusual person. I wonder if that internal monologue thing I bought is going to show up again. Oh, wait, here it is.
Is that thing going to run for the rest of the game? Got a picket line. Damien.
Welcome back, 1K. Thanks again for signing that petition. Unfortunately, as you can see, it wasn't enough.
What's going on?
Yesterday, there was a sudden brownout in the grid, and we almost had a derailment. We've been warning the mayor for months, and all he ever gives us is waffle about the goal. This can't go on.
I agree with you, but your methods are wrong.
What else can we do at this point? You know that we tried to get a referendum organized, but the mayor wouldn't even consider it, no matter how many signatures we collected.
Did you hear Athel's speech?
I heard it 15 times when he was practicing it. I think Atal, like many of us, feels that the time for change is long overdue. The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be.
I should go. I wish the internal monologue. Oh, that scared me. Yeah, I wish that the internal monologue thing would just keep running, even when Pandora is talking. Especially when Pandora is talking. Let's see. What else has changed with New Jerusalem? The museum is going to be the last place we go to. This was Milton's Rest. No new stuff here. Tablets of the founder. Oh. Thesia.
Founder bless you, 1K. Now is the time of our great testing. The deceiver Byron has been slain,
Totally, it is just nut job.
turn away from the path of sin or suffer the same fate.
Why do you hate Byron so much?
Because the values he teaches are evil. He wants to violate the earth with human filth, blacken the skies and kill the oceans.
Byron believes we can grow without repeating the mistakes of the past.
The tools of the sinner cannot be used to raise the sinner's palace. Never forget that, 1K.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that nut job.
Good luck, 1K.
We were here. Let's see. We can probably limit our movements to the main landmarks. Yeah. Jefferson.
Hello again, 1K. These are strange days we're living through, aren't they?
How do you mean? What do you
It
mean?
seems to me that we're slowly
Where do you mean?
remembering the lessons
When do you mean?
Alexandra Drennan tried to teach us.
Why do you mean?
Trying to actually
Who do you mean?
live up to the legacy of our ancestors.
I hope so.
It's hard to believe things might really change, isn't it? But perhaps they will this time.
Well, what would Alexandra Drennan think about the goal?
I think it would make her very, very sad.
What would she do about the megastructure?
The same thing she'd do with any technology. Discover how it works and apply that knowledge for the common good.
What would she tell us to do?
She worked to the very last moment of her life to ensure that we had free will. I don't think she would tell us anything.
I should go.
Have a nice day.
This one is still blocked off. I think it was there. The blockade was there last time too. That was Milton's Rest. Yeah, that's Milton's Rest. No one here. Yeah, the exhibits haven't changed. The hey dude guy is not here anymore. Okay, yeah. I was kind of expecting this guy to have new dialogue.
Founder bless you, friend.
What do you think about everything the expedition has uncovered?
Too much about any of it. The founder is an idea, a story we collectively tell ourselves. There is no truth for you to discover, and all these amazing technologies are really just more stories for us to believe or disbelieve.
Goodbye. So, like a firm believer in mind over matter. Like reality is only exists as perceived. And there was another guy here, yeah. Kitty.
"1K, you're back.
How have you been?
Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about that replication technology. You have to get hold of it, 1K. You have to. If you don't, I think I'm gonna die of loneliness. And I think this whole city's gonna slowly suffocate. I mean, do you really think the founder would have designed such a large city if she intended for us to stop at 1,000 inhabitants? That's not even enough to fill a village.
I promise that I'll do my best.
Thanks. I don't know how much longer I can go on feeling like this.
I thought I saw someone walk by. Okay. I think we've exhausted the possibilities of New Jerusalem. Time to head to the museum. I think there were some beach chairs here. Well, let's go back. There's the picket line. All right. Oh, there's someone else we can talk to. Purple! You were wondering what Purple ended up doing in his voice? Here we are.
Dude, you're back from the island.
Nothing's
So glad you're okay,
changed.
dude. Especially after what happened to Byron.
How's the situation in New Jerusalem?
Lately, a lot of folks have been saying maybe that Byron dude is right after all. Like, maybe to really be excellent to each other, we have to build something new and bodacious. Don't know what will happen now that he's had that bogus accident.
Have you ever met Cornelius?
Yeah, I come here all the time. He's a wise dude. I've asked him a lot of dumb questions, and he's always taken the time to answer them.
Have a nice day, dude. So there's Cornelius. Ah! Got sucked in.
1K.
Oh, that's Neith.
What are you doing here?
Looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition? I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Cornelius seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
Where is he now?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about something, but he wasn't responding to my messages, so I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Any idea where he might have gone?
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
Did you check his house?
I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
Can I access his terminal?
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
That's all.
Good luck with everything, 1K.
Investigate Cornelius's terminal. That's the one. Let's see. I think he had an 8 in here. Let me finish all these puzzles. Shimmerlev. Huh. The museum. An assistant in that room. Nothing here. Yeah, where did he go? Alright, well, if he's not here, he's not here. Just make sure I didn't miss him. No. Alright, so the only thing to do is to check out the terminal. Terminal Museum Lobby. Notes. Lab location inaccessible. Deliberate? Unclear. User profile, yes. Gold puzzles is barrier, yes. Hidden and self protection, likely. External health for upload, yes. Ask Herman, no. Trust 1K, undecided. Applicable to Calvin, no. Applicable to Cerebi. With Nima, yes. Final recording. Oh, no data stream overload. Yay. For once, 2 Yakut.
This is what Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go on for a little longer. Head back to the megastructure.
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers.
Melduck. Huh?
Nothing's the same anymore.
Wait. What just happened? Melduck. The megastructure must be rejected. Yeah, it got cut off in half. Wait. Who are you? That's Melduck. Listen to the ancient writers, we must be humble. Oh, this guy's just playing.
You are the Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
And you know this how?
Anyone can see the truth.
Great, another religious nut job.
Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief.
Seems like some serious cherry picking.
All the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition.
I don't think all ancient writers believe that. There are other strands of thought.
Misleading fantasies and daydreams of impossible futures.
Yeah, some real cherry picking. Didn't Athena name herself after a fairly optimistic novel?
That work has been misinterpreted by foolish utopian dreamers, like Byron.
So literally anything getting better is utopian?
Yes. Progress is a fantasy. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Okay, great. So I guess the Buddha process doesn't stop our robots, humans from becoming religious nut jobs. If anything, that may be even worse. I guess not. Flesh and blood humans are still quite a bit worse. Wonder if we'll run into Doc again. Apparently not. We got,
Could you join us for a quick debrief? Attending today are advisors from engineering, the archive scholars, and Helga.
Yes, don't mind me.
Internal dialogue
I'm just an
or monologue,
admirer of
please.
Governmental transparency.
Yes, well. While the mayor is briefed by Alcatraz, he's asked us to review recent events. Byron's loss has unsettled us all. It may be too dangerous to allow this expedition to continue.
It may not be safe, but we can't leave Byron behind.
I agree. We cannot be guided by fear. We must do what's right.
Let's not forget the dam's falling apart. We can't depend on hydro forever. With just a fraction of the power that island can generate, we could grow this city into a planetary society.
Or, quite possibly, destroy ourselves in the process.
We have more important matters to discuss. At least more immediate matters.
Wise words from one so young. That island holds secrets far more valuable than mere energy generation.
What could be more important?
The Somnodrome, of course. If we could find a working model, it would herald a sea change in our moral and self-understanding. The question of how we should build New Jerusalem would simply be moot.
How? Why? Who? Where? When? What?
The Somnodrome was supposed to let us interact with our own subconscious code. It's a cool idea, but it wouldn't necessarily solve all our problems.
My own studies prove that we operate on an intrinsic moral logic. It's what makes us human. But our access to it is only indirect. Our ancestors created art, philosophy, and parable to help bridge that gap. The Somnodrome would help us to cut out the middleman and ask the source directly. We would finally have an answer to the great moral questions.
So, it's a newfangled way to make the same old mistake of judging who's good and who's bad.
We're fortunate 1K preserved the Somnodrome for our study. Initial data suggests it was a prototype with substantial design flaws. But there may be a working device elsewhere on the island.
Then the question is, what would 1K do if they found it?
I would keep an open mind.
No! This is much too important to decide on a whim.
But it's so much more fun when we're kept in suspense. You all sound so sure of what's best for this city. Do you ever think you might be so busy changing the world for the better, you'll forget how to see that it's perfect already?
So clearly there are different perspectives in the room. The only way we are going to move forward is if the team gets back out there.
Right.
1K, I believe Alcatraz is waiting for you at the VTOL. We'll be keeping an eye on your stream from here.
I mean, even if you're taking the conservative perspective, not going back is not really an option. You have to find out what's going on.
What
Mayor?
can I do for you, 1K?
What do you think about the technologies we discovered?
They all sound very promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost.
We have to rescue Byron.
I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important citizens in that death trap.
I have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to trust his tone of voice. But like, so far he hasn't said or done anything that's unbecoming. Unlike those two religious nut jobs we saw out there in the city. Anyway, Jeremy, there's no dialogue for him. Let's get in the VTOL.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Elohim time.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child. But your choices will determine the future.
So I guess choices are really going to matter in this game.
Melville, are you receiving?
Well, it's still...
Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
It's still sunset.
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Okay, so the southern regions are now open. Activate towers, 0 of 3. We're gonna have to head to the next area. And then we'll call it a day. So southern coast, south 1. Particularly unusual tower. Oh, so we can travel directly to puzzles. I see. So this fast travel. Okay, let's travel to South 1.
1K, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm gonna need you to search for more. I'm sorry about that, but if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream, possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Can you bootstrap that onto the internal monologue system? Ooh. Ah, it's not sunset this time. That kind of looks like the Sphinx.
Alright, 1K. In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the Tetromino bridges.
Huh.
That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower.
Oh.
Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I see.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Okay. Let's take a photo. Take another photo. Alright then, that'll be it for today. I'm going to be away for a few days. And I'm not sure I'll be able to stream during that time. So it might be a while before I get back, but probably no later than early next week, the next stream. So that was fun. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time, where we will continue with, what's this area called again? Southern Coast. Let's read this entry next time. Alright then. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.